earlier telling y'all that we had a motion to dismiss hearing in Hillsborough County for the HCOR 4223, which I'm here with Israel. Israel from the video where you saw John Shannon. As a matter of fact, I'm turn my chair so I can get. All right. So the video where you saw John Shannon arrest Israel for the ordinance 4223, which was written as a traffic flow ordinance. The ordinance was written to prevent people who were selling newspapers and things in the medians in the middle of the roadway to not be able to do that anymore because it was causing traffic flow issues. And there were pedestrians that were being hit in Miami and other places while they were going into the roadway to receive solicitations. So that ordinance was created for that reason. And in our case, we set up the audit to where Israel was sitting with Ryan. Israel is what his name is nickname, but Ryan is his real name. But Ryan was over 4 foot from the roadway. So he was in compliance with the ordinance, but it doesn't really matter because the ordinance is completely unconstitutional. You cannot restrict a specific type of speech. Any kind of restriction in a county or in a political subdivision places on the freedom of speech or constitutional right must be narrowly tailored to meet a specific governmental function. In this case, they wrote that ordinance to meet the function of traffic flow issues, and they're utilizing it against homeless people who are panhandling or impoverished and marginalized people in society. So we took on the challenge of getting this ordinance an injunctive order against it, so it cannot be used again by either the Tampa Police Department or the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department. Because again, Tampa repealed their anti-panhandling ordinance, but they still utilize the Hillsborough County ordinance in order to harass, arrest, cite, and detain poor people, people who are panhandling. So we first got the evidence that you saw earlier in our late. About 2-3 months ago, was it December? It was December of last year. We got our first piece of evidence from the Tampa Police Department with Officer Picars. Picars stopped Israel and told him about this ordinance that existed through Hillsborough County. We were aware that Tampa had been sued by Homeless Helping Homeless, and they repealed their anti-panhandling ordinance. And so when we got this data that is still being, the Hillsborough County ordinance was still being used, we were like, oh man, totally unconstitutional. This cannot happen. So we were in Carrollwood, and that's when Israel was attacked. I mean, he was never really officially arrested, but he was attacked by Deputy Shannon, John Shannon of the Hillsborough County Police Sheriff's Office. At that point in time, he was charged with 2 counts. One count was the violation of the ordinance, this anti-panhandling ordinance known as solicitation on or near a roadway. That was the A offense. The B offense is obviously resisting without violence because he didn't give his name and ID right away. I mean, he was asking whether he had to, was he really being detained, arrested? Why would he lawfully have to give his name if he wasn't breaking the law? Well, John Shannon immediately put him in cuffs, and that footage went on Honor Your Oath and James Freeman and James Madison and a lot of other channels. And a lot of y'all have seen that footage. But we have not given an update. And the reason we haven't given an update is because we immediately got an attorney through the Florida Justice Institute named Ray Tassif. He's a senior litigator for Florida Justice Institute. And he took the case, and now we had the motion to dismiss. Ray got a call or an email, from the judge, his secretary, a clerk, saying that they want to move the motion, this hearing, over to special session, so that way he can have more attention. I honestly believe they don't want the other attorneys and the people in the audience to hear Ray Tassif argue that the ordinance is unconstitutional at face value in open court. So I believe it's more about keeping it an individualized record. But regardless, Ray gave us a call. We're going to do that. We're going to have a special session because we want the judge to really look at the footage, the body cam footage, the motion, and get a clear understanding of this case before ruling on it. And so that's only going to happen in a special session. And so that's what we're doing. And that's going to be within the next week or so. We're going to the judge said within 2 weeks. We told Ray we don't want to be here sitting around for more than 2 weeks. We have other audits to get on. This is all stifling our freedom of speech because we're in court doing this back and forth. So we want to get this over with. And so the point of the matter is that I'm updating this video to let y'all know that we are not going to court today. They have moved it over to a special session. And at that point in time, the judge will hear this motion and then choose whether to dismiss it. Maybe and possibly the prosecutor, state's attorney, will look at the motion and choose to dismiss it or nolo pros before that. Null pros, I'm sorry. And that will be a best case scenario. It makes the most sense. I mean, no matter what, as we move forward, we're looking for the injunctive order against this ordinance. But you can't do that until the criminal part is done. And that's why we're trying to move it along. We never even waived fast and speedy until we were advised to do that by our attorney. And this attorney when I say this attorney is one of the best in the nation, I mean, Ray Tassif is one of the best in the nation. And the great crazy thing is he is now representing Israel in a criminal defense on an ordinance violation, an infraction. And so this poor state's attorney, she's been out of law school for a year now. She's doing ordinances. That's all she does is ordinances. She's probably never even seen an attorney on the represented by section in the court log, the court, the log, the docket. She's probably never seen that. So, she hasn't got a prayer to litigate against someone at the capacity of Ray Tassif in the Florida Justice Institute. It really, she doesn't unless she had a solid case. But because HCOR, Hillsborough County Ordinance 4223, is unconstitutional at face value, then the case is really ridiculous because it doesn't matter if they convict Israel or if he pled to it. None of that really matters. The federal lawsuits would still go on because we're arguing it's a 1A violation at face value. So whatever the kangaroo court does doesn't really matter. It's going to federal court next anyway. And that's basically what's going on today. I had to update y'all because the last video I did when I first woke up, I still thought we were going to court today. And then I got a call. We got a call from Florida Justice Institute, from Ray Tassif, who flew all the way up here for this hearing. And has now drove. I'm sorry, he didn't even fly. He drove from Miami for this hearing, and now he's going back to Miami and has to come back within a week or two to do this special session hearing. And we will update you on that case, but we'll always bring you new footage. Right now, we are looking at the footage of how people park on easement, because like in our case, when we're traveling doing audits around the country, we're in an RV and we have a business with us. We have a jewelry design and manufacturing business that goes in a box van along with us. So RV parks won't take us. We have too much stuff. And also we're a little raggedy, right? We're a little raggedy for the Babylonian society. So we get turned away from a lot of places. Leaves us parked on the easement, and we have been trespassed from the easement in Tarpon Springs. We have been threatened with arrest and towing a seizure of our property in Pinellas County. And since we have another couple weeks, we're going to make our way around through Citrus County, Hernando County, and possibly even over to the East Coast before the court date, and get you some more footage on how homeless and impoverished and marginalized citizens are treated in those areas of Florida before we go and give you an update on this case. Love you all. Thank you for your support, and we will definitely let you know. Say bye, Israel.
Peace.
I got more words than Israel does. All right, guys.